Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I will show you how to make fig macarons. These are some of the most delicious macarons that I have ever made. They are filled with honey cream cheese frosting and fig jam. And I'm going to show you how to make a homemade fig jam, but you can also use store-bought. If you enjoy macaron recipes, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. So first I'll show you how to make the homemade jam made from fresh figs. Slice the figs in half, then place them in a pot. Then add some honey to the figs. And we'll also add lemon juice and some granulated sugar. Bring the ingredients to a boil over medium heat, then turn the heat down to low and let the mixture simmer gently for about 40 minutes, stirring occasionally. And be careful so the figs don't dry out and stick to the bottom of the pan. If that happens, add a tiny bit of water to the figs and continue to simmer until you obtain the proper consistency. This is what they should look like. Then you can transfer the jam to a small container, or you can also let it cool down slightly and run through a food processor to make it easier to fill the macarons later. Now we're gonna start making the macarons. Let's sift together the dry ingredients, the almond flour and the powdered sugar. When you're making macarons, it's very important to leave the ingredients measured out and set aside, ready to go for when you need them. Place a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. Then add granulated sugar and egg white powder to the bowl and whisk. Egg white powder is not the same as meringue powder. I have been using egg white powder after Bake Toujours recommendation. She's a fantastic YouTuber and macaron baker. You should check her out. So the egg white powder helps especially during humid days, and I've noticed that my macarons have been fuller and they dry way faster than usual when I use egg white powder. And it's optional, you don't have to use it. Anyway, add the actual egg whites to the bowl and whisk them with the sugar and the egg white powder if using until the sugar has melted. You can test by touching some of the mixture with your fingers, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it from the double boiler and transfer it to the mixer. Pour the syrup in the bowl of a mixer and begin by whipping on low. And then gradually increase the speed to medium and continue to whip for another couple of minutes until the mixture is thick. And then you can raise the speed to medium or medium high and finish whipping until you achieve stiff peaks. You have to make sure that the meringue is at stiff peaks, meaning that the peaks should be shooting straight up, not bent down to the side. This is very important. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients to the bowl with the stiff meringue, and I'm also going to add some food coloring. Here I'm adding some purple, and I'm also adding a little touch of blue and a little touch of pink. I'm playing around with the colors here, so I'm gonna have to add some more colors later. If you are a beginner and making macarons, I really recommend going easy on the color or not adding any at all until you get the technique down. And also always remember to use gel food coloring. We're gonna fold the mixture until we achieve the perfect consistency, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. And here, since I'm trying to achieve a deep purple, I'm just going to continue to add a little bit of color here and there until I achieve the perfect color that I'm looking for. However, again, if you are a beginner macaron maker, I really recommend not doing this and not adding too much color or any color at all. The reason why I'm saying this is because when you add color, you're also adding moisture to the batter, and it can be very tricky to work with a batter with added moisture if you're not experienced. It can cause several issues such as cracked macarons. And also, if you continue to add color as you keep folding the ingredients, you may end up over-mixing the batter while you're trying to incorporate the colors in. So I recommend proceeding with caution. The perfect consistency is when the batter is flowing slowly but effortlessly off the spatula, and then you can grab some batter with the spatula, and if you're able to draw several figure eights with the batter without it breaking up, then that means that the batter is probably ready. We're going to transfer the batter to a piping bag fitted with a large round piping tip. I'm using a 1/2 inch diameter piping tip. And now let's pipe our shells by placing the bag directly 90 degrees over the center of each macaron template and apply gentle pressure for about 3 seconds and then pull the bag up and quickly twist it at the top. After we're done piping the macarons, we're going to slam the trays against the counter to release any air bubbles, and then we're going to poke any remaining air bubbles from the surface of the macarons. And then we're going to let the shells rest for 20 to 40 minutes until they feel dry to the touch before baking. Time drying might depend on how hot the kitchen is, on how humid the day is, or on the consistency of your batter as well. The shells are ready to be baked when you can touch the surface of a macaron and it doesn't stick to your finger. I bake my macarons at 325 for 15 to 20 minutes. It varies from one batch to another. Baking time and baking temperature might also be different for you depending on your oven, so please study and experiment to find out what works best for you. Now let's make the honey cream cheese frosting. Begin by whipping some butter and cream cheese with a mixer until fluffy for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then add some honey and mix briefly to incorporate. Next, add the powdered sugar and cream until combined. If the frosting is too runny, add a bit more powdered sugar like I'm doing here. And if the frosting is too stiff, add a tiny bit of water or milk to thin it out. Once the frosting is ready, transfer it to a piping bag. And then you can pipe a ring of frosting around the edges of each bottom shell, or you can do like I'm doing here, just a different fancy decoration, which I think is really cute. And then finally, we're going to fill the middle of each shell with a little bit of jam like I'm doing here. And then when you're done doing that, you can place the other shell on top, and there you go. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you like this fig macarons as much as I do. They are delicious. They're beautiful. I love the way the color came out. If you love macaron recipes, subscribe to my channel because I post new videos every week. Also, I have over 80 macaron flavors on my blog. So make sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. Bye.